breaking news, a tragic update to a story we've been following for weeks. Family of London Thomas tells us the 17-year-old's body has been found. It's been 3 weeks since London was last seen. 7 News Detroit reporter Tiara Braddock live in Southfield for us tonight. And Tiara, lots of questions remain tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Whitney. And London's mom texted me about an hour and a half ago saying that her daughter was, quote, "It's true, she's gone." Now, just a sad situation. London, only 17 years old, and sources tell us that her body was found in Southfield near the area of 8 Mile and Telegraph. Now, this information is just preliminary, and so I want everyone to keep that in mind. But we've been following this case for weeks now. She went missing on April 5th from Inkster. Police, family, and even complete strangers have been searching for her. Last week, police raided the home of London's boyfriend, which is in Inkster. Now, that's where she was last seen. Police have confirmed the 23-year-old is a person of interest in London's disappearance. We spoke to London's dad a few weeks ago at one of the search parties. Hear what he had to say about his daughter.
London is my best friend. She's a good kid. She's very talented. She's down to earth. Everybody love her. She do hair and makeup. She's well known. She's a little artist. She like to rap and dance and sing.
Just a very sad situation. Now, we are still trying to find out more details about exactly what's surrounding her death and where she was found. But once we figure out that information, we'll be sure to make sure everyone knows online and at home. But for now, we're just going to figure out some stuff out.
With breaking news tonight, family members confirm police have found the body of missing Detroit teen London Thomas.
London was last seen April 5th after being dropped off at her boyfriend's house in Inkster. Our Jacqueline Francis has been following this story. Jacqueline, why don't you get us up to speed?
Well, I briefly touched base with London's father tonight for him to confirm to me that, yes, she is gone. You can only imagine their heartbreak. I remember I first met London's father about 5 or 6 days after she went missing, which was earlier this month. And even then, just 5 or 6 days in, he told me he knew something had been terribly wrong. He said, "I'm so close with my daughter. There's no way that she would go this long without seeing us, calling us, texting us." He just had this sick feeling that something was up. And now fast forward to tonight, them confirming to us that her remains have been found. Here's a recap of the case. 17-year-old London Thomas was dropped off at her boyfriend's house in Inkster on April 5th. She was not seen or heard from since. Just last week, police and the FBI searched the boyfriend's house, and now tonight we are getting confirmation that her remains have been found. Within the last hour, I talked with the police chief over in Inkster, and she tells me their department received a tip today about this case. They forwarded that tip to the FBI, and then that information from that tip helped the FBI recover London's body. Now, full transparency, we're in Southfield right now because we've heard unconfirmed reports that it's in Southfield where her remains were found. We're still trying to get those answers for you to see exactly where she was found and the circumstances around that. So again, a lot of questions tonight, but the family has told us that she is gone, and you can just imagine how heartbroken they are.
Yeah, Jacqueline, what do we know about the boyfriend at this hour?
Yeah, so from the very beginning, the family said they didn't know the boyfriend very well. They said London's 17, he's 23 years old. They referred to him as the older boyfriend. Of course, we've been to that boyfriend's house when we saw searches happen with the FBI and Detroit police. So there's been a lot of attention surrounding the 23-year-old boyfriend, but aside from that, we don't know much. That's something we hope to get more answers on.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you.
All right, guys, I have a really sad update regarding London Thomas. This is the teenager that went missing earlier this month. They found her body in Southfield. Southfield police were seen at a house in the area of 8 Mile and Telegraph, and they did confirm that it was her body. And for those that don't remember, London Thomas, who's 17 years old, she was last seen on a Saturday, which was April the 5th. And London was seen on Carlisle Street in Inkster, reportedly with her boyfriend at the time. And if you remember, the FBI and the U.S. Marshals had raided the house and took into custody her boyfriend. He's 23 years old. He shouldn't even been messing with her. But his name is Jalen Tyler Pendergrass. So they took him into custody, I think, along with his mother or grandmother. And they were doing a lot of thorough searches. I mean, they even searched the vehicles, the car, and I guess they were following up on other leads and stuff. But like I said, unfortunately, they found her body today. This is really sad. Continue praying for her family. This right here never should have happened at all because she was a child. You know what I'm saying? She was still a child, and nobody deserves what she went through. And also remember this too, there were a lot of people that started coming forward regarding Jalen. they talked about how he did them and all the things that they went through with him and stuff. So I can imagine what she went through. I'll bring you more as soon as I find out more. This is still developing, but like I said, this right now was just released that they have found her body and it's been identified.
Now, you guys, the case of London Thomas, it is extremely heartbreaking. Now, we covered London's case, and as you know, she was last seen on April 5th. So from what London's family is saying, her sister dropped her off at her boyfriend's house in Inkster, Michigan. Ever since that particular day, London has not been seen. She hasn't been heard from. And London's phone later pinged in a field behind an elementary school. Well, sadly, last night it has been confirmed that London's body was found in Southfield. So Fox 2 reported that sources told them that her body was actually found at a home. And we know that police received a tip that led them to her body. Now, we know that about a week ago, they raided the home of her boyfriend, which is a 23-year-old that lives in Inkster. And what I find strange is when the news actually went to their home and tried to talk to people in that home, they told them that London was never there. Now, y'all, there is no doubt in my mind that their boyfriend knows way more. And y'all, I'm hoping that if you are his family member and you're in that home, you're not upholding him or helping him in this case. This was a 17-year-old child. London loved music. She loved doing her hair. She loved makeup. She had her entire life ahead of her, y'all, and this was not fair. Now, I know this is not the update that everybody was expecting, and we all was hoping that London came home safe. But now it's time to fight for justice for London and to figure out who did this to this child. As always, I will keep you guys updated as more information unfolds. Comment below in justice for London.
So 17-year-old London Thomas, who went missing about 3 weeks ago in Inkster, Michigan. Last night, they did confirm that they found her body in a home in Southfield near 8 Mile and Telegraph. Unfortunately, they did go ahead and confirm that she has been found unalived. Now, she was last seen on April the 5th being dropped off at her boyfriend's house, who is 23 and she is only 17. Now, he is considered a person of interest in her case, but they did raid his home last week and they did not find her or any signs of, anything that they were looking for, but they have not ruled him out as being a suspect in her disappearance. Since her body was found, unfortunately, last night, they are still, of course, in the preliminary stages of trying to confirm and do additional investigation. Well, with her body being found, her family now can start the process of getting justice for her, and they are a little bit closer to answers, versus not knowing where she was when she was missing this entire time. So of course they are very devastated, and they are of course processing this at this time. So of course I will keep you guys updated as we are waiting for additional information to come out as to the disappearance and now the unaliving of 17-year-old London Thomas.
Guys, a very sad update in the London Thomas situation. The 17-year-old was found dead in the southland part of Michigan on Saturday, and it's just heartbreaking. And I feel bad for her family. She was last seen with her grown-ass boyfriend, who is 23, and she is 17. If he had anything to do with this, only the Lord can save him, because it's just no way. Poor girl. Poor girl. Shit. People be getting on your fucking nerve, yo. For real. Like, why would you want to kill this girl? 2 suspects in the disappearance of the Detroit teen London Thomas had been missing for weeks before she was found dead are in custody, according to Michigan State Police. London Thomas, 17, was last seen on April 5th when she was dropped off at her boyfriend's house on Carleys Street in Inkster. She was found dead on Saturday, April 26th in Southfield after 3 weeks of searching. Michigan State Police is the lead agency in the investigation. Police said they have 2 suspects in custody who are believed to be involved in her disappearance. Police have not released any information in the circumstances that led to her death. Once the investigation is complete, it will be given to the Wayne County prosecutors. While a majority of the investigation has been completed by Detroit Police Department and the FBI, there is still work to do. Our number one goal is to bring justice for London and her family. In order to accomplish this goal, we will not be releasing any further information on the investigation at this time.
All right, y'all. They found, remember I was bringing y'all that story about 17-year-old London Thomas went missing on April 5th out in Westland, Michigan, or Inkster, Michigan. Her phone was pinging at that one elementary school. Well, last night they found her body. She was found unalived. Oh my God. She was found unalive in Southfield, Michigan, 8 Mile and Telegraph area. That boyfriend did it. That boyfriend, you ain't finna tell me that boyfriend ain't did it. He knows what's going on. I know that he got picked up maybe 2 weeks ago and they released him. However, he did it. He did it. He motherfucking did it. What is wrong with these kids? And he was 24. He ain't no kid. Why was he even messing with a kid? That's some sad news. Please pray for her family. Oh, my God.
So April 5th, this 17-year-old girl named London Thomas, she had went missing in Detroit. And her last whereabouts was with her boyfriend. She was dropped off with her boyfriend, and she was never seen since. And her boyfriend is the main suspect in her case, and she was just found yesterday. They said that the police definitely said that there was foul play. And then, guess how old her boyfriend was? 23. And mind you, I'm only 19. When I was 17, I was never fucking with people that was way, way older than me. Even though it's not a big of an age gap, you just never know people intentions with, men that's way older than you and you're still a minor. And this case is so sad. Like, she is so beautiful. Just to stop to her and her family, yeah, this was her boyfriend right there, her 23-year-old boyfriend, and she was 17. I couldn't find a more clear picture, but this was the closest one I could find of her and him. I really just hope he ain't do that to that girl. And if you did, bro, you sad as fuck. But remember, all this is alleged. Hopefully the truth come out very, very, very soon. Stay tuned for more updates.
All right, y'all. So, obviously, we got to talk about what happened to this beautiful young queen right here, London Thomas. 17 years old, 17. She was dropped off at her grown-ass 23-year-old boyfriend's house in Inkster, Michigan, and she never came home. So, to clarify, the family was aware her own sister dropped her off, thinking she was going to be straight. That was April 5th, and she's now been missing ever since. So, police hit that boyfriend's house, raided it, pulled phones, looked for DNA, but of course they didn't find her there. Her phone last pinged by some elementary school, Cooper Upper, but when they went there, she wasn't there either. So, fast forward to yesterday. The police out in Southfield, heavy. Like, they got tow trucks out there. They're taking away this white car. It's hot. Also, if anybody can peep this street sign, let me know. Also, they got 2 people locked up right now. 2. But they still ain't said exactly what happened to her. Her friends have been heartbroken too, y'all. This girl was loved. This ain't just some girl. Like, nobody is. This was somebody's daughter, sister, friend. So, as you can see below, according to the Westland Gazette, a tip led the police to find her, and that's really all we know as far as that goes. So, I mean, I'm trusting that it's in the best interest of the investigation, but I'm hoping that eventually we'll find out more about this. even if it was anonymous, I don't know about y'all, but I would just like some more information for sure. Say her name, London Thomas. Share this. Talk about it. Don't let these monsters hide whoever they may be. Her life mattered. Her family deserves answers. Period.